guys on television who are full of shit. Like, I found out this when I was in Philadelphia. That's how long ago it was. A lot of guys, and they're friends of mine, we'd be playing golf, and I'd say, what are you going to talk about today on the radio? They're like, blah, 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 blah. I says, wait, you going to talk about that? You don't believe that? He says, no, I don't believe that. But, Charles, these fools don't call in and argue with me for 4 hours. And I was like, what? He said, Charles, we're trying to get viewers. We ain't. And I said, so when I got my job, I said, I want to always be authentic and truthful, because if I say something, I want people to, even if they disagree, because I don't think I'm right all the time, but ain't nobody going to be able to say, Charles said this to get clicks or whatever. I'm never going to do that, especially being a brother, because it's going to be few and far between for us. So we have to really handle our business. Body work.
Welcome to Body Work. You would think in the age of information that the real would be winning and the fake wouldn't. However, it's a lot of people that claim and they keep it at 110. I never liked those kind of people. I never liked the 110 kind of people. There's no such thing as 110%. Unless you're talking about returns and investments and all that saturation, all that, whatever. It's 100%. That's it. That's the most. Anything extra, that's extra. But nowadays, it's a lot of people out here, especially in boxing, that love to be extra. And I know that there's a sense of these guys feeling like they gotta self-promote and they gotta do more, and they go by the 48 laws of power, in which any publicity is good publicity. But is it really? I'm not sure. All I can say is that, man, I'm always appreciated GERVONTA tankdavis for the kind of fighter he was. The only things that I probably could point at is maybe some fashion things, and fashion is just different now. It's a different era. Like, we in the skinny jeans era, people wearing these super fluorescent colors and all that. That's about the only thing that I ever saw that's like, nah, I probably wouldn't rock that. But that's that's somebody's style. That's their image. Outside of that, everything that the man has said and everything he's displayed has shown to me, Baltimore bias aside, being from Maryland aside, all of that aside, everything he's shown me, he's been 100. But it's like these guys is coming up for him. It's like everybody has to say his name before their fight. That's it. That's all they reach out and do. It's like, it's real crazy when you got a fight coming up in about 2-3 hours, and people from your camp are doing like 23, 24-minute videos, and the title is something about Tank. And I find that real odd when, when I look at it and I say, logically, do he have a right? Yeah, all fighters have a right to call out whoever they want. All fighters have a right to actually talk their stuff. Talk your smack. You know what I'm saying? Do it. Let it fly. You have that right. You a boxer. You get in there. You skilled in hand-to-hand combat. It's a dog eat dog. I always talk about the Highlanders, but there's not really many Highlanders out here. Right now, it's only like 1 or 2. Tank being one of them. Everybody else they start off one way with all this respect, and they start off being, a fan or, kind of like under the wing, and then when they start getting that little in their ear and they get that little taste of fame and stardom or whatever, they just flip like coins. You know what I'm saying? When they used to think with their heads, and now they just talk out their ass. You feel me? But it'll be crazy. It'll be interesting if you were in the rankings for the Tank. But if I look at these rankings, I don't really see you anywhere on it. And then when I look at these rankings, I don't really see you on it. And what kind of like, I would say struck a nerve with me, and what strikes a nerve with me with a lot of these young guys is when you try to support them and you try to, make sure they get a fair handshake, especially in the conversation, it kind of bite you in the tail. Because You can be an advocate, but you can't advocate everything. So it'd be cool if you were actually calling out a guy and you were in the rankings, but you're nowhere in the rankings to even fight him. So why are you saying that name? Why is there so much respect and so much dignity when it comes to Baranchek and, oh, you're in the he's in my DMs and he talks to me every day and this and this and this. Why you not calling Loma a whole cake? Why you not beating down Loma's door? Why you not cursing out Bob? You on that label. And then your counterpart, Twitterson, he says he wanted to be undisputed. Leaves a label where there's 2 belts aside from his, and goes to another label where the other belt is nowhere to be found. It's still around the waist of Gervonta Tank Davis, and he gets all the credit for wanting to pursue undisputed. But a real fan, as opposed to a fake fan, a real fan will recognize that and point it out. A real fan would check somebody else if you were the man at the top of the totem pole and people were coming at you sideways. A real fan would check the fake fan. But now, you get labeled as not being a real fan or a fake fan, and really what they want is they want people that's going to pretty much do what people that they have in their lives do for them. They want to be coddled. They want to be told that everything they're doing is right. They want to be told yes, yes, yes. Well, I'm not a yes man. I point out straight facts. And the fact of the matter is, a lot of these guys are really doing like whole type activity. Yeah, whole type activity. Always got another man name in his mouth. Always like clout chasing. It's real clout chasing. One minute you need him, next minute you don't. One minute y'all cool, next minute y'all not. Got all this spicy beef for other fighters in your general area, people that you used to be cool with, but the people who you really need to be getting at, like the Olympian that whooped your ass, need to be getting at him. But oh no, you get visibly frustrated whenever his name brought up. You get visibly frustrated with anybody that you think is not on your level, and now it's all about, can they sell this many and can they? I already see the diva activity. I know where it's coming from, and I hate that it happened because I think that this man is a very great. He has the potential to be a great fighter. I just think that he's going to get sidetracked along the way. There are already blemishes on the record. Like, you had to get a whole fight removed because you didn't know the law down there in the boxing business. Man, I don't really get it. It's starting to really become distracting, and for the fans that really are following the bouncing ball all along, they seeing that there's flaw in behavior, flaw in activity. But I always appreciated Tank, even when it came down to him and Kambosos. He said, yeah, I'll tell Kambosos I'll whoop his ass, but he can keep them belts. When they asked him about this, he said, oh, no, man, I'm about the money. He was straight up and said he was about the money. Other people get to say, oh, no, it's not. I'm about legacy, and I'm going to do this. And then they go play like Devin, go play with Ryan in the sandbox. And I remember when it was a time when Duarte, when Ryan fought Duarte, they were saying, who was Duarte? Who is he? Now people are campaigning for him to get a fight with Devin. It was all these other champions. It was all these other champions with belts. T.O. had a belt. Rolly had a belt. Subriel Matias had a belt. Devin chose to go play with Ryan in the sandbox. And the only reason why I bring that up is because that leads me up to a whole nother division when it comes down to boots. And I was struggling between, him staying at 47 and him going to 54. And I'm like, listen, man, get a head start. I was saying that years ago, get a head start. But then when everybody left, I said, oh, well, you got to stay down and get undisputed now. And now I'm hearing that, yeah, we might have to, but my ideal is to get undisputed at 47. But when I listened to something Bozy said that they would welcome Ryan. Ryan is not a legacy fight. It's not. It's a bag, but you can't have it. You see, today's boxers, they want fans to let them have it both ways. And there are some fans that's not going to allow you to do that. There's some fans that's not going to allow that to happen. You can't have it both ways. You can't say you want undisputed and then a beltless who's never tasted a championship in Ryan. Then you'll step aside and fight him at 47. There's another guy moving up. But it'd be crazy to ask Devin to move up and fight Boots, right? Right. Anyways, man, I don't get it twisted, man. This was more of a PSA, more like a public service announcement, in which it might appear as if the people that are keeping it 100 are losing because the fake keeping it 110. But don't be fooled, my friend. There are real boxers that keep it 100, and there are real fans that keep it 100. And some of us are not going to move. So I just think that, man, these guys need to focus, need to carve out their own lane, and need to start doing activities that explain away their behavior, the double standards that they have and display every day. That's all I'm asking for, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be your BFF. You know, I hope you win. You know, I hope you win. I hope you put on a show, and I'm going to enjoy this card. But I just, you know, I wanted to say salute to Tank, man, because I never really seen him outside of some things in fashion conduct himself with some whole ass activity. That's just me. That's why he's my favorite fighter. And I'm going to say it, you know what I'm saying? So I'm always going to stand in the gap. I'm always going to support him. I'm always going to drive it home and, you know, try to clear up some of this bullshit that everybody be putting out online and some of this whole ass activity that be going on. I'm gonna be wanting to say something because my channel is built on the motto SIC. Silence is consent. So if you ain't saying nothing, then you agree. And they say all it takes is for evil to prevail is for grown men to remain silent. That's not me. Anyways, thanks for tuning in here with Bodywork Boxing. But we don't take things for face value. We do that body work.